Funnily enough, talking about Manchester City, in the last 8 years, Manchester City have won the Carabao Cup on 6 occasions, the League Cup. Pep's side have won the Cup in the last 4 consecutive years. I didn't realise that. They own the thing, don't they?
Well, if you don't realise that, then you obviously don't love football.
Thank you very much indeed. You realise it because it's written down in front of you. Tonight in talkSPORT, Norwich-Liverpool, Carabao Cup third round action. talkSPORT 2, Fulham-Leeds, Carabao Cup action at the same time. You've got a choice there. If you want to hear the Norwich-Liverpool game, you can. If you want to hear Fulham-Leeds, you can. But having established what we've established there, in the last 8 years, City have won the thing 6 times.
Yes.
Does this somewhat maligned trophy need a new winner this time around? Are you quite happy that City continue to dominate? Or should we all be happy?
Look, we are regularly talking about the destruction of English cups being imminent. And the first one to go will be the League Cup, because most countries in Europe have dropped their third cup as a means to ensure that the elite teams can play in the European tournaments. With the Football League Cup that was brought about in the 60s as a cup to support elite teams when they dropped out of the FA Cup with its modus operandi, it's now become the cup of the English Football League, and it becomes a great source of revenue for the English Football League. So we argue that we want participation and recognition, and the last thing we want is for the big teams to abstain from playing in the League Cup and sort of denigrate the financial, efficacy of this particular cup. So how can we argue that arguably the best team in English football over the last decade keeps on winning it because they're prepared to participate in it?
Yeah, but I mean, does it not devalue it to an extent?
Why?
That it doesn't have the same. It's the same result every single time. It's lost its allure. What other tournament are you going to get that?
The allure is that all of the teams in the pyramid get to play in it. Same as the FA Cup. All the teams get to play in it. They get to come in at certain stages. They get big teams visiting their grounds. It's part of the fibre and fabric with the things that make English football unique. If you've got the best teams participating in and putting out strong lineups, you can't have it both ways. You can't run the argument that we must not lose this cup. We must not allow outside influences from other leagues to suggest that we should get rid of this cup. We mustn't allow the elitist clubs to remove fundamental parts of the domestic framework and then say they play properly in it, they participate properly in it, but they mustn't be allowed to win it every year, otherwise it's maligned. No, I don't think it is. I think it's an unfortunate. It's like what's the expression? The byproduct of unintended consequences. The nature of Man City participating in this cup and putting their best sides out means they win it. But along the journey, people get to see Man City turning up at lower league teams like Burton and places like that, where their revenue streams, because all of these clubs are playing in it because A, it represents the framework of English football, and B, it gives them some revenue. So would you like to see other teams winning it?
Yes,
I don't really care. I don't really care who wins the League Cup as long as it's a good tournament and as long as the best team wins it.
Yeah, but you'd like it spread about a
Why?
bit more. Well, just to make it more attractive.
To whom?
Well, when you look at it, though, I mean, 6 out of the last 8 years, City have won it. Is it not time for, with all due respect to City and the fan, it's time for somebody else to come through and win this thing?
Why?
Just to make it more attractive.
To whom?
To the general football fan.
Right. Well,
everyone watching the thing.
The general football fan want to watch the best teams play the best football. And if that happens to be Manchester City, then, and of course, if you're selling this audience around the world, they want to see the best team. They don't want to see Swansea versus Bradford, with due respect, which is what they saw in the League Cup 70.
I was there, and that was a great story.
Do you think that interested people around the world? Do you think that interested people in football?
I think it was a fascinating story that captivated football fans.
Who did it captivate?
Well, on the run
keep feeding him, Luke, with ideas.
Bradford knocked out Arsenal on the way to that. It was a fantastic run. It was a great story.
Okay, but one of the things about cups...
One of the few things I remember about the recent times that City have won it was a game against Chelsea when Kepa refused to come off for Sarri. So, yeah, that was a big talking point that came out of it that time.
Let's think about this. When you think about the image of a cup, right? The Champions League slaughters everything because of the finances. But when your cup is aspirational, the FA Cup is aspirational, isn't it? If you start to make the League Cup full of Swansea versus Bradford, it will become like the Papa John's Cup in people's minds. It'll become like the Leyland Daft Trophy or whatever it is that they play for.
See, no wonder you think tennis is elitist, because you're part of that.
No, I don't. I just think you've got to look at a league. If you're trying to make an argument...
You give me Swansea against Bradford or Manchester City against Villa.
Yeah.
Both of them have an attraction.
They do.
For me,
but not quality attached to it. If you want to win something,
Swansea Bradford was a sensational.
No, it
final.
wasn't. It was a walloping.
It was a walloping and Swansea were magnificent under Michael
Because
Laudrup.
Bradford were a League One club at the time.
The story was sensational.
But what we're talking
How
about,
did Bradford do it? How did they get there?
Fine, we understand that. But when it comes down to the commercial validity of the cup, which is part and parcel of the reasons why we want to keep it, is because it represents something to the English Football League. The Premier League couldn't give a monkeys about it. Man City can because they can win it, and that's great that they participate in this way. But if you look at the real value of the cup, yes, it's great that Swansea and Bradford were in that final. I didn't look at it as a final. I thought Swansea and Bradford as a final. I thought that in a final you had really the best teams in the cup. And I know the FA Cup throws up exceptions. I know that Portsmouth versus Cardiff in an FA Cup final wasn't the most compelling.
Yeah.
And if you're going to compete against the Champions League and compete against the Premier League, you need to have a cup competition that has some shine on it.
Yes.
And it doesn't shine, with respect, with Swansea and Bradford.
Are you trying to get in the good books of Manchester City fans?
No, God, no. No, that ship's long since sailed, isn't it?
I know. But, I mean, honestly, I just think... I mean, if the same club won the Premier League, say, six out of 8 occasions, you'd get fed up with it.
Yes, but the Premier League has an embarrassment of riches that can manoeuvre it around and make changes. The EFL does not have that, and the League Cup doesn't have that.
So you're having Manchester City dominating the League Cup, but you're not having Swansea against Bradford.
I'm not having that at all.
Jordan equals elitist.
Elitist, yeah.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.